Um, Good morning, everyone. We're getting ready to make our breakfast. Some of the people that I packed with last night. We have red lights on just so that we don't kind of cause too much light disturbance, I guess you would say. Although my phone is doing that right now. There are the tents down that way. We'll be packing it up after breakfast and heading out on the trail. Good morning, everyone. It's Sunny D here. Friday, March 14th, around 8 a.m. Just getting packed up, and we're going to be climbing Blood Mountain here shortly. Should be a fun climb. On the way up, we're going to come across a shelter, Woods Hole Shelter, I think it's called. And then at the very top, there is a brick shelter we're going to look at, and there might be some sort of overlooked. So that should be exciting to see. And then we have a downhill all the way down into Neal's Gap. Neal's Gap is where they have the outfitter store and food and drinks and all that sort of stuff. So we'll probably do that. And we're going to stay at Bull Gap, I think, tonight, which is a little further down past Neal's Gap. Now, I've read there's some bear activity in Bull's Gap here lately, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Yeah, but let me show you a quick look of our camp as we're breaking down this morning, and then I'll see you again when we get back on trail. All right, so you can see that my tent is broken down. The others are getting ready to break theirs down. The other gentlemen have broken theirs down. We'll have to make a stop and get some water down at the creek before we go. And I'm going to get down into shorts and a t-shirt here shortly because it's already starting to warm up. It's going to be another nice day. Yesterday's thunder and brief lightning and slight rainstorm was not much to deal with. Have a good hike, Katie.
Good morning. Have a good one.
All right. It is 9:15 a.m. and we're finally leaving camp, heading up Blood Mountain. This is not Blood Mountain. This is the side trail from our camp. It will take me to the main trail. Both Dodger and Julian are still back at camp. They are probably about 5 minutes behind me, but I'm certain that it will only be a matter of time before they pass me up. So here I'm back on trail, and you can see there's the Appalachian Trail blaze. There's one there. And then further up here, you'll see another. So they've done a good job to label where the trail is so people won't get lost. There are times when you have to look on the ground because there are no trees around, so they do it on the rocks. And what's pretty cool, and you'll see this further along in my hike, that in some of these communities that we hike through, they actually have those little white blaze markers on their roads or on the sidewalks, so that when you're going down the sidewalk, you'll see the white blaze. So the trail takes you right through the center of these towns. Now that happens a few different times, but that's a lot further down the trail. It's only day 4? So, you know, I'm getting used to it, enjoying it. I slept great last night for once. So I was on a very, very, very slight slope, and I decided to put my head at the bottom of the slope with my legs going up. And that ended up working well for me. I think that I just slept better that way. So that might be a new system for me. We'll find out. It's supposed to be a heck of a climb this morning. Already breathing hard. And I'm just getting started. But I'll show you the shelter when I get to it, as well as the top of the mountain when I get up there. Other side's supposed to be pretty sketchy downhill, so it'll be exciting to see what that looks like as well. But have a good morning, and I'll check back with you shortly. All right, 9:50 a.m. First big climb of the morning. I mean, we've had some climbs already. This one's pretty decent. It's not the biggest climb. We still have the final stretch of this hike today over the mountain. That's going to be pretty steep. So we'll see how that goes. It's I'd say probably 60 degrees. Beautiful out, no wind at the moment, and all's well. It's just heavy breathing as I go up, so keep tuned. At around 11:15 a.m., we're coming into Woods Hole Shelter. We're not staying here tonight. We came in, took a quick bathroom break, but it's a lot further back in than we thought it would be. We had to go a half mile just to get here, so we'll have a half mile to get back to the main trail. Got another mile or so to the top of Blood Mountain, and that's the steepest part of the climb coming up. When we get up there, we'll see the Blood Mountain Hut, which is a brick structure with a fireplace. It's not used for people very much. There should be some good views up there. And then we have our cool climb down. But right now, just wanted to show you another example of a hut. This is a one where you can't camp here unless you have bear canisters because the bear activity, I guess, is high. But anyway, this is where some people camped last night. Okay, I am about halfway up Blood Mountain, I'd say, and it's everything they said it would be. It's quite the climb. Kind of wanted to see what it looks like. That's where I'm heading. Again, through some manzanitas, it looks like, and that's where I've come from. So we've been taking our time. We stopped off at a few shelters and to talk to people. So it's coming upon 1 o'clock. Probably be down in Neal's Gap around 2:30 for our snacks, and then not to camp tonight until like 3:30 or 4, likely, maybe later if we stay in Neal's Gap long enough. So I guess we'll just see how it goes. But you know, sunset I want to say around 6:45, so we have a lot of time, and just gonna keep plugging along. It's warm, but I'll keep going. All right, it is 12:44. Made it up to Blood Mountain Shelter. I'm going to take you inside.
I don't know. Is this the kind of place to have horizontal rain?
So here is Blood Mountain Shelter. Here's a trail registry. Usually you sign in on those. I haven't signed in yet. Maybe I'll do that. Now, people can stay here, I guess, but I understand not many people do because it's just too cold up in here. But check this out, Blood Mountain Shelter. Almost 1 o'clock. We have a steep downhill to get to Neal's Gap, about 2 miles out. And that's where they have restaurants and, well, a restaurant and showers if you want them and a store. So we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into down there. But this is everybody here.
Changing plans. Yeah. To get out of shuttle out of Neal.
All right, we're heading down Blood Mountain, heading into what looks to be a tunnel. There's somebody coming up. You'll get to see. This is where we're heading. So, pretty cool. Now this is an area that's supposed to be sketchy because it's all rock. So here we go. We're going to encounter people coming up too. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Pretty cool, huh? All you see are the bushes on the side of you and the rock in front of you, and it's not so bad. I better put the phone away right now though, because I don't want to trip and hurt myself as I'm videoing, but I'll let you listen to this one last time before I move on. I'll check in with you again. Okay guys, I have to show you this. So we're on this rock outcropping, and the trail actually, oh, you know that, the trail goes to the left. But check out this view. This is a view from Blood Mountain. This would be Georgia, and I don't know what direction we're facing, potentially North Carolina. Heading down this rock face, coming down from Blood Mountain. This is what they consider to be treacherous, and obviously I would agree. It's you know, it's not slippery as long as you have grippy shoes on. You're good. I want to be careful as I film this because I don't want to slip and break myself or my camera. But yeah, there's the blaze showing PAT, and here we go. Okay everybody, it's about 2 p.m. and we're making our way into Neal's Gap. There's a building up ahead. I'm not really certain what that building is, but I'm sure it's connected to a few other buildings. We have Dodger, and now Julian is considered Gretel. So Julian's backstory is he's from Germany and he lives near the Black Forest in Germany, and he likes to braid his hair every day. So Dodger, that would be Matthew, gave Julian the trail name of Gretel. since he braids his hair. And Julian's accepted that trail name. Remember, you have to accept your trail name to keep it. So I'm now hiking with Dodger and Gretel, at least through today. We'll see what happens after this, because we might have to go our separate ways depending on where we are all staying tomorrow. But there is Neal's Gap, one of the first big benchmarks on the trail. I'll show you some cool features down here. There's a tree where people have thrown their old shoes over the branches. And the story goes, people throw their shoes over the branches when they quit the trail. So I think historically, way back when people quit the trail, they'd throw their shoes over that tree. I think lately, it's not meaning that anymore. All of the people that are throwing their shoes over the tree now are people that have started the trail with older shoes that were wearing out already within the first 30 miles. So they were just looking to get a new pair of shoes, so they threw them over the tree. But I'll show you that tree, and I'll show you some of the other things that I'm going to be experiencing here at Neal's Gap. All right. Okay, this is Neal's Gap. Here's the tree I spoke of. It looks like they cleared a lot of the shoes out of the tree. You can see some hanging there, some hanging down here, and there's some up high. I guess to get your shoes up there, you have to be able to throw pretty good. So if I want to go to Katahdin today, I can take my picture with that poster board. There's a sign showing Neal's Gap. Here's where the store and the restaurant is. So hot pizza, drinks, snacks, gifts, hats. Uh-oh, Gwen, hats. Sorry. But here we are. All right, it is about 3 p.m. Made it to Neal's Gap, and you can see what we're up to. I had a soda already. You have Dodger there, and you have Gretel, and you have Ellen, and obviously me. And yeah, so we've been here for about 30 minutes, and I'm charging my phone, I'm charging my charger and eating and all that stuff. So anyway, okay, as you can see, some dark clouds out there. Hey everybody. As you saw in the previous video, I walked through the building at Neal's Gap. It's the only place on the trail you can do that. So this is literally the Appalachian Trail. You can see the blaze right here. And I just came through there. And we're heading this way. We're heading to Bull Gap. Now, this should be interesting. We'll see how it plays out. Oh no, I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Hello everyone. It's about 6 p.m. on Friday. Just went down to get some water from the creek. It's like a little dribble, but I have plenty of water. We're staying at Bull Gap tonight. There's 2 other guys we met last night we camped with, and then a woman that we met a few days ago that we're camping with as well. So we have myself, we have Dodger, obviously, we have Gretel. There's 2 gentlemen from Massachusetts that are good friends. One I named tonight. His name that I gave him is Fast Forward, which he liked. And then the other one is Fishing Jimmy. He named himself as tribute to a friend of his that he used to fish with. And then the lady's name is Ellen. She doesn't have a name yet. She's an artist from Louisiana, I believe she said. So maybe there's a name coming for her sooner or later. But anyway, we have a 5-mile hike out tomorrow to I think it's Tennessee Gap, I'm not sure. That's where we're all gonna get off and take a shuttle into Hiawassee. There's a big storm coming in tomorrow night, and Sunday morning it's a big one. They're worried about people being out on the trail, so they're asking people to get off. I'd planned ahead and have a place to stay at the Green Dragon both Saturday and Sunday. And then Dodger and Gretel will be staying at Holiday Inn Express in town. We exchanged phone numbers, so hopefully we can connect again. They're gonna leave a day earlier than me to get back on the trail because I have to stick around Sunday, get this darn finger taken care of. So I may not see him again, or I may, we'll see. But anyway, that's the plan. One thing to note about Bull Gap is that according to the recent messaging on Far Out Guide, which is a mapping guide where you can communicate with other hikers, back in January, they said there were 2 bears that came into camp once or twice over the series of a week or 2. So I don't think we need to worry. Our food's hung pretty well up in the trees. And there's a good number of people here, and that tends to scare bears off. But in the event that happens, I guess I'll tell you about it. Otherwise, we're going to get an early start tomorrow because we're meeting with Donna, the owner of the Green Dragon. She's the one picking all of us up in her shuttle, regardless of whether we're staying with her or not. But she's going to pick us up at noon. And there are a few little climbs tomorrow, so we want to make certain we get up and over those little hills or mountains, whatever you want to call them, before we have to meet up with her. But yeah, I'll more than likely communicate with you as I get ready to go to sleep here shortly. But still enjoying myself. I'm not really aching that much. Everything's going well. Staying hydrated. And tonight at Neil's Gap, I ate a whole pizza to myself, so I kind of replenished based on the fact I hadn't been eating. But I can tell I've already lost a little bit of weight. And yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Take care. Good night, everybody. It's Friday night around 8 a.m. and I almost forgot to make my closing video, but today's been a good day. Tomorrow we're going to hike 5 miles to Tennessee Gap to get off and go to the Green Dragon Hostel. I'll check in with you then. Have a good night.